Good morning. The energy of love is within us and is us. Whole and complete is the I am that we are. We awaken to the truth of our being. We will this be done within and without. May we come to recognize that we receive all that we give. We know that we have forgiven ourselves when we forgive others of all grievances held within our minds. May we not be led into temptation by the voice of separation, but instead may we transcend all illusions. For ours is the power, peace, and love of Christ consciousness found within each of us, who is but perfect extension of the one mind and heart that is shared by all and is our birthright as the holy extensions of love itself. Our affirmation of faith. We believe in one God, the author and energy of all life, whose love sustains the universe and all things found within it. Our 5 Christ principles. 1. There is only one energy in the universe. That energy is love at all times, active in everyone, everywhere. 2. We are the divine energy of love, and that energy is found throughout the universe and in all things, whether seen or unseen. 3. We create our experiences by what we choose to think, feel, and believe, thereby establishing our responsibility for our own choices. 4. Through opening our heart center, we connect with the energy of love and bring out the Christ within us. 5. We express our desire to be of service when we live and demonstrate the Christ consciousness in all our affairs. And the last one, God loves us like crazy.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to y'all who are here. Wow. Well, it's nice to see so many here this morning. And I'd like to welcome Regina and Jim. I know that y'all are currently watching. Maybe others. But I also would like to welcome you, and I would like to welcome all those who will watch later this week. We are here at the Church of Christ Consciousness to live the truth of our being. Today I'm going to say something and begin with something I have never said before. And I'm going to say it to those who will watch later this week, the video on Facebook. If you are a traditional Christian, keep scrolling. I'm going deep today. We're going to dive deep. And the reason we're going to dive deep today is because this afternoon at 4:30, which is usually when we hold the Course of Love class, it's going to be a class, but it's going to deal with an exercise from a Course of Love and a workshop. So I hope that those who are watching and are interested will join us, and those here will join us as well. Today, I want to talk about something that is part of the workshop. Yet, I know we won't have time to get into it. It's about the idealized self versus the self of truth. The idealized self versus the self of truth. We all have an idealized self in our head. That idealized self is that self we want to really be. That self that we know if we can just say the right things, think the right things, do the right things, We can be happy, joyous, free, peaceful. And we think that when we get there to that place in our mind that says, if I just do X, Y, and Z, I can get there. I can do it. I will be happy. I will be happy. Well, you know what? It's a lie. Let's call it up front. It's a lie. It's deceitful. The reason why is you're never going to get there. To think that you're going to get there is to believe in the future. The other problem is you're never going to get there because you're judging yourself in the present moment, the only moment that truly exists, by telling yourself that you're not good enough right now. And I heard someone laughing. And bless her heart, the person I know who's laughing. She and I have this conversation quite frequently. And she has allowed me to share a little bit about it, so thank you. Every once in a while she'll call or she'll get in touch with and message me, and she'll say, I'm doing it again. And, yeah, and by now I know exactly what she's doing, right? She's beating herself up for not living, not being in that idealized place that she thinks that she ought to be. I should be there already. I ought to be there. No, that's a lie. You can only be where you are in this moment. You can only be where you are in this moment. It is the world. It is the world's thought system, the egoic thought system that tells you that you are not good enough in this moment. I can ask how many of you have those thoughts. Most of us have them at some point every day. We're not good enough. I could have done it differently. I should have done this. And we start beating ourselves up because we didn't meet our own level of expectation. There's the key. Your idealized self is the self of expectation that you have built in your own mind. You are attached to something that doesn't exist. So how can you not but be conflicted by it because it doesn't exist? That self never will exist. I'll be happy if I have this right person. I'll be happier if I have this much money in the bank. I'll be happy if I can just have a few more hours to myself. I would be more, I know if I could, I would be more spiritual and in touch with God if I could pray and meditate more. Sorry. But it's the truth. What is, it's like, who is telling you this? I'll tell you who's telling you this. Your past is telling you. The ego is telling you you are not good enough now. You are not good enough now. What a crock. And you can fill in the blank. What a crock. You are good enough in this moment. And if you don't believe it, then you will continue to search for this idealized version of yourself that you will never, ever obtain. Because it's the idealized person is always this thing in the future. It's always out there in the future. It's like a horse that has a pole and a carrot dangling at the end of the stick. You're never gonna get the carrot. No matter how hard you work, you're never gonna get the carrot because it's always out there. See, everything the ego tells you about your idealized self is something that's in the outer world. If I lose 20, 30, 40 pounds, I'll be happy, I'll be more fit, blah, blah, blah. It's still out there. If I have more money in the bank, that's still out there. You are already good enough in here, but you must turn within, where your true self resides, not some idealized person that you have created in your mind that you will never reach. You will never reach it. And that's the way it is. So don't beat yourself up for not reaching it. By the way, nobody reaches it because it isn't real. What is possible in this moment is to allow and to accept who and what you are. And that will take you to loving yourself for who and what you are in this moment. Instead of thinking, I will love myself more sometime in the future once I do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. No. Love yourself in this moment. The person that I was telling you about earlier, she'll set things down. I'm telling on you, right? She'll set things down and she'll say, I'll pick those up later. Well, later comes and she doesn't pick them up. And then she beats herself up thinking, I've done something wrong. I didn't meet that level of expectation that I had set for myself. Now, I just sit there and do this, don't I? Yep. Yeah, you set the level of expectation. And an expectation is an attachment. And attachments are the root of all suffering. And that's what an expectation is. It is an attachment. It is an attachment to something that doesn't even exist. So you can't help but to suffer because it doesn't exist. But what does exist? You in this moment exist just as you are. Why can't you be happy for who you are in this moment? If you have 5, 10 extra, who cares? If you truly do want to do something about it, do it. But do it not on an expectation from something out there in the future. Do it because in this moment, it is a choice that you have made in this moment. Not because of something that you are expecting to happen in some future time. And you don't have to believe me when I say that time, the time is not real. Einstein in 1912 told us time is not real. His words, time is an illusion. Albeit a very persistent one, but time doesn't exist. The future never gets here because when it does, whatever it does show, it's still today, it's still this moment. It's always this moment. So why are you putting your expectations in a place that doesn't exist? Let them go. And bring your mind and your heart back into the only moment there is, and that is this one. And then turn within and realize that everything that you desire is within you. Not out in the world, it's within you. Love yourself. Above all, love yourself. How can you love anyone else if you don't love yourself? How can you be good to others if you're not good to yourself? How can you serve the kingdom if you're not taking care of you? And you don't take care of you in the future. Starts this moment and every moment, because that's all there ever is. We have this wonderful opportunity today to live in the truth, to live in Christ consciousness, and that is to live in love to love each other, love ourselves, to love God. You know, when Jesus bless his heart, he didn't give us a whole lot of things to do. The Hebrews, the Jews of his time, when they prayed, they had to make a big ceremony of it. Jesus said, when you pray, go into the closet and speak to your Father. He meant turn within and carry on a conversation. And it doesn't have to be this long, drawn-out thing. And then he gave us the 2 commandments, which I say all the time. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul. And love ye one another as you love yourself. It's all right there. That you do in the moment. Do this in the moment. And whatever is the future will take care of itself. But this idealized version that the world has taught us to live by, to strive for, is insanity. It is insane. It was created by an insane thought system. Because you're never going to get there. And then one day you will look back in regrets and wonder, why didn't I enjoy the moment that I was in? Why was I always trying to strive to be this that never happened? And that's called a regret. That's the worst kind of hell on earth, is to regret something. And you don't have to. Not ever. But it comes by living in the now, by letting go of this idealized self. And for those who will be here or watch via Zoom and participate, this afternoon you're going to learn where the idealized self came from, how it is maintained. But the best part is you're going to learn how to let it go. Today. Let it go. It only hurts you. It only hurts you. We're not here to hurt ourselves or each other. We're here to love ourselves and each other. And I've said that to close with this. Now, I'm going to be very careful as I say I have to be because of Facebook. I'm going to say this. I've already said it to one person this morning, but I'm going to say it to the rest of you. We all know what happened late yesterday afternoon, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. And I was listening to a report, and I heard someone say, we're better than this. You know what? And share with you the truth. No, we're not. If we were better than this, we would act better than this. We must claim our power. Even the statement is an idealized version of the collective self that does not exist. Be honest in this moment. And from our honesty, we can change it instead of trying to become something that we aren't and never will be. But in this moment, we can choose and choose differently. And that's all I'm asking each one of you to do individually. Choose differently in this moment. The only moment that you truly ever have. It is eternal. You will always be in a moment. Always. So come home to the moment where heaven is. It's where love is. It's where love resides. Live in it. And think about what we can do together when we stop trying to be something, trying to get to something that doesn't exist. Let's refocus. Bring our focus back to this moment, the moment that does exist, where we can work together and work individually to be what we are in truth, not work at what we are in truth. The time to be is here. The time to work at it's over. It's time to be it. So I challenge everyone this week. Look at the idealized version that you have of yourself. Every time it comes into your mind, recognize it, send it away with love. Let it go. Love it and bless it and let it move on. And become grateful for who you are in this moment. For all things start from gratitude. That's how change happens. Become grateful. Love begins with gratitude. So be grateful for who and what you are in this moment. And let the Spirit within take care of the rest. Thank you, guys. We've come to the time of stillness in the service. If you're watching, or if you're here, put both feet on the floor for just a minute. Close your eyes. Let the tension go that's in your shoulders. Be with yourself in this moment. Be with you. Allow your mind to still. The thoughts will come and go. Just let them. Just watch them come and go. Don't attach to anything right now, but this moment. Become attached to this moment, which is where you are. Become aware of your breathing. And on the inhale, think, I am. And on the exhale, exactly where I'm supposed to be. On the inhale, I am. And on the exhale, right here. On the inhale, I am. And on the exhale, perfect in this moment. As we sit quietly, allow the gratitude to well up from your heart. Feel the love that is there. Recognize that is you. Be with it. Sit with it. Love it and enjoy it. as we bring our conscious awareness back into this time, this space, this place, this moment, we do so with a renewed appreciation for who and what we are. Not for some idealized version of what we think we should be, but for who and what we are in truth. And we go this week in that perfect knowing that all is well and that we are the love for which we seek. Thank you, Marvin. That is beautiful. And again, guys, thank you for all of those who are here this morning, for those who are watching and those who will watch later. Another quick reminder, at 4:30 we're doing the exercise/workshop on releasing or relinquishing the idealized version for all time. If you have the opportunity to join us today, then you can go to meetup.com and zoom in. Just RSVP for the 4:30 group, and you will automatically receive the link. If you are watching later in the week, then you can go to Return to Oneness, a discussion group. Join it on Facebook, and you'll be able to see the class and join it later. Again, thank you for being here. And I'd like to close with our final prayer. So if you would, say with me silently. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We give and receive in love. Amen. Thank you, guys.